Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Merging Horror Engine Reloaded and the third person interaction projects. So in this episode I am going to create a camera system like this. So as you can see, instead of the usual over the shoulder camera of the third person character, I have created a camera that looks like a camera hanging from the wall, like in some Resident Evil games. So that's what I'm going to work on today. Here is the demonstration. Alright, so first I'm going to put the third person interaction project's player character into this Horror Engine Reloaded demo scene. So let's see what's the character they have used. Let's open the character interaction map. Okay, this is the map, and let's see what's the player character. Default pawn class, we can find that character like this. Okay, this is the character. Let me open it and keep here. Right, now let me open the horror engine map. Is it this one? Right, oh, not this one. Let's open the overview. Okay, so now we don't have a game mode here, so we must have a character placed, a player character. Let's see, where does we start? Okay, here. So yeah, this is the teleport location. Right, let me just put this character into the map like this, and I'll process it. I'll enable auto process player, and let's play. Okay, now you can see the third person character in the horror engine template demo level. Alright, now as requested, I want to set up a camera like this. So as you can see, the camera is not attached to the back of the player. It's a little like a CCTV camera, not exactly the same, but a camera like this. So that's what I want to set up to emphasize the horror feeling. Let's see how the camera changes when it go to this side. Okay, let's start with something simple. As you know, this character already has a camera like this, and we can see the character through that camera at the beginning. Okay, so to get started, let's create a new blueprint. To keep things organized, I'll create a new folder called code like me. So I'm going to put all the blueprints I create here. So let's create an actor blueprint, and let me call it wall cam, and I'll put it here. Like this. Then I'll create another blueprint interface. Let's call it camera, sorry, PPI camera. At this stage it may not be necessary to have an interface, but anyway I'll keep it, so maybe later we will need it. Let me open the wall cam and go to class settings and implement PPI camera, and I'll add a new function to the BPI camera, activate camera, and another function, deactivate camera. So for the activate camera we need two inputs. The first parameter would be camera component. I'll call it camera, and the other part would be actor. Just I'll call it target actor. Compile, and now let's implement that function here. Activate camera. First let's start this blueprint with tick disabled, like this. And when the tick is disabled, this updating of this object will not take place. So only when the tick enabled, the update or this tick event will be called. So when I activate camera, first I'll set tick enabled, set actor tick enabled, and deactivate set actor tick enabled to false. So this is important for the performance, because let's say we have many cameras in the scene and their rotation and everything will be updated even when we are not activated that camera. If we keep the tick enabled when it is not activated. So yeah, so that's why I did it. So in the tick I'll make this camera rotate to the target actor, but first we need a target actor. So let me promote this to a variable. I'll call it same as the parameter name, target actor. Get the target actor is valid. If we have a valid target actor, I'll find look at rotation from the current position of this actor, that means this full camera position. Get actor location to the target actor. Let me collapse this to a node. I'll call it look at target. I'll connect the outputs like this. I don't need a name here. Right, so if we have a valid actor target, we should set actor rotation to that look at rotation like this. So in this way we can make sure even when the character is moving, the camera will always look at the character. Right, now here I'm gonna get this camera component and attach to component, not like this. The parent this camera must be the target. So attach to component. Let's try this one. Okay, right, it works. Now this is the target and the parent is self, or this default scene root. I'll keep the location snap to target, rotation also snap to target. Scale rule I'll keep world, but it doesn't matter for the camera, I think. Okay, so now we need to figure out how to call this activate camera function. Now let's go to the character blueprint, the third person character, and here let me define another function, find closest camera. So here I'll get objects, get actors with interface, and I'll select the interface PPI camera. And I'll promote this to a variable. I'll call it cameras, just cameras. And I think this is a little expensive function, so therefore to prevent being it called all the time when I need to get the cameras, I'll do something like this. Get cameras, get the length of the cameras array, and if it is equal to 0, I'll call this function. Otherwise I'll just use the cameras array because I already have valid references there. So for each camera. Let's calculate the distance. Get distance to from the camera to self, that means the player character in this case. And let's promote this to a local variable. I'll call it cam distance. As the initial value for the cam distance, I'll make it a larger value like this. And then let's do a branch. If cam distance, sorry, if this distance is smaller, no need to consider the equal case. If this one is smaller than the current cam distance, I will set the current cam distance as this one, and I'll promote this to another local variable called closest camera. And when it is completed, I'll add a return note and return the closest camera. Right, now let's use this function in the begin play of the character like this. Find closest camera, right, and let's promote this to a variable. I'll call it active camera, and then let's activate that camera using the interface. So for the camera component, I'll give this follow camera, and for the target actor, I'll give self, that means the player character in this case. Oh, here I need to connect this part and compile, and let's see what happens now when we play the game. So we have paste the wall camera object here, and let's play the game now. Okay, now as you can see, we are seeing the character from that wall camera. Alright, so yeah, we got an error. Let's see what that is. Access none, trying to attempt for none. Yeah, okay, we'll deal with those errors later. In this episode, the focus is creating the wall camera. Alright, and yeah, I'll stop this episode at this point, and in the future episodes I'll continue to improve these systems and fully integrate the third person character interaction, this character to work with horror engine functions. And thanks for watching. So if you like to support my work, you can get the membership of my Patreon club. Link would be in the description below. And depending on the tier you join, you will have different privileges as I have explained in this section.